Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Neil Baldock from Charles David Casson Estate and Letting Agents here. And I wanted to just make a tenant advice video. So if you're a tenant looking to rent a property, what can you do to increase your chances of success when applying for a property? Obviously, as the agent, we act for the landlords. They are our clients, but we also see tenants as our customers as well, because if we don't have any tenants, then landlords don't have any customers, and we don't either. So we do look after tenants. We do act on the landlord's behalf, but we do look after our tenants as well as we possibly can. And so if you're looking to rent a property, just wanted to give you some advice in how to prepare yourself and what you can do to increase your chances of success in being successful when you apply for a property. So just a couple of things. One really important thing, something we get asked a lot of times is, I'm not sure what my credit score looks like. Renting a property, will be financial checks completed on you, just like if you're going for a mortgage. There's a lot of affordability and credit criteria you have to fulfill. It's the same with a rental property, because that's not to be difficult. It's we've got a responsibility to the landlord to ensure that you can afford the property, but we've also got a responsibility to make sure what you're taking on is affordable. Because if you rent a property and it's a legally binding contract, there's no I'll just get out of this. So there are legal ramifications if you don't pay the rent, etc. So we've got a responsibility to ensure that you are actually able to afford the property that you're applying for. So you can get a free credit check online at sites such as Noddle. There's one called Noddle, Experian, but just get a Google free credit check and simply get yourself a free credit check, and then you'll know exactly what your credit file looks like. So that's the first tip. Secondly, if you are self-employed, we need you to be able to prove your income. So you need to be able to provide tax returns. The official form is an SA 302, but we need you to be able to provide 2 or 3 years of those. Now, a lot of self-employed people will tell us an amount that they earn, but then it actually turns out when they provide us with the SA 302, their tax return form, that the figures aren't quite what they'd quoted us in the first place. So just really important to make sure you're telling whatever letting agent you're applying through the correct figures, and actually based on what your tax return says, what your declared income is, that is what will be used to determine the affordability. Now, the affordability criteria across our industry generally is 2.5 times the yearly rental amount. That is what the tenants need to earn, and that can be either if it's one person renting it, they've got to earn 2.5 times the yearly rent. If it's a couple renting it, then between them, they've got to earn 2.5 times the yearly rent. If you were required to have a guarantor, then the guarantor would need to earn 3 times the yearly rent to qualify. So those are just the affordability criteria to be aware of. Now, if some of your income is based on commission, then around about only half of the commission can be taken into account. So again, it's important to look at because that commission is not guaranteed, of course. So the referencing companies will look at that and take into account about half of what you've earned over a period of time. Make sure you've got your pay slips available so you can actually show those and provide those to us. And also just be responsive. So if we're asking for information, be prepared to provide it, and preferably have it before you've even gone out to view a property and applied for it. And then also, if you can just warn anybody that you're going to put down as your references, be that your employer, your previous landlord, etc. If you warn them that they're going to be requested a reference from them, so that they're ready to respond as well, because certainly as if you work in a large organisation like the police or the NHS, sometimes that can take a while to come through, and that sort of slows things down and can cause you problems. So if you can just pre-warn people, that would be great. Now, we could talk a lot more in detail about this, but I'm conscious we don't want the video to go on for too long. If you've got any questions, then get in touch with us. But if you do those things, get a credit check. If you're self-employed, make sure you've got your SA 302s, your self-assessment tax returns, and quote what is actually on those, not what you think you earn. Commissions, just be prepared that not the whole commission can be taken into account. So if you've got an income based on that, that needs to be thought of. And just be prepared to act quickly and be responsive. So I hope that's been helpful. As I say, if you've got any questions, get in touch with our team and we'll be happy to help. Cheers.